Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Dina and today is the 18th of August. It is a Thursday and I have been absent for several days. I did get a video put up this week, but I haven't been videotaping for several days, and there's a good reason for that. I have COVID, so I am still in isolation. I have come through quite a bit of the worst part of it, I think, and I'm very grateful that I had a fairly mild case, or do have a fairly mild case of it, but have no idea how I got it, where I got it. I just know that I started feeling poorly and felt like I was catching the flu, and within hours I was at a med stop. My throat hurt so bad. I don't think I've ever had a throat be that tender and feel that raw. It really felt like I had sharp cutting pain in my throat, and you may be able to still tell I'm quite hoarse. I'm not fully recovered yet. I'm not even out of isolation yet, but today I actually felt well enough to cross stitch and to talk a little bit. When I talk, I cough, so this will be brief. But I just wanted to say to any of you who, are thinking that maybe the worst is over of it, please be careful. Just be careful. I have no idea, as I said, how I got it, but I have been wearing a mask here at the house. My husband and Coco have been isolating away from me, sleeping in the guest room, using the guest bath, and I've been Clorox wiping down every surface in the house that I touch, trying so hard not to give it to either of them. So I hope that you don't get it either. It's not a fun time to be had. So so what that did for my stitching is it pretty much knocked me flat. I was in bed for a couple of days. I was fortunate that we caught it really quick, and I was able to take the antivirals, that they give you for COVID if you catch it quick enough, and thank goodness for that. But I tried to cross stitch about 2 or 3 days in, and I couldn't do it very long. I couldn't concentrate. I felt very fatigued, and I just didn't have a stitchy bug. I didn't have a desire to stitch. It was not my usual self, and that was my husband actually even told people at church Sunday when I couldn't go to church that for them to pray for me, because if I wasn't in the mood to cross stitch, that they had to know I was very sick. So anyway, I'm much better, and I'm hoping to be completely over this in a couple of more days. So I think what I'll do is just show you what I have eked out in the few days that I have been sick, and you'll be amazed at how little it is. But anyway, I worked on Royal Games for a prompt, and I was barely able to get enough stitches in the leaves up here to meet the prompt. It was the leaves here, and then I came over here and started on the bodice on this side, and that's what it took to get the number of stitches that were required. And and I did the minimum number of stitches, not even the maximum number, which is what I normally do. But so as time went on, and I started feeling a little bit better in the last couple of days, I've been trying to stitch a little bit each day, just so that I can feel like I'm making progress, or seeing how my mood is getting, and if my stamina is getting a little bit better. And so over the last couple of days in particular, I have been able to stitch around 400, 500 stitches a day. And then today has been my best day, which is why I decided to film, because I got up this morning and I stitched a little while, and then true to what has been happening lately, take a nap and then stitch some more, have lunch and take a nap and stitch some more. But anyway, I have a wonderful, wonderful surprise. I actually got to finish. I haven't been working on prompts. I haven't been working on any of the acrostics or anything while I've been ill. I just didn't even want to be trying to concentrate on that or even figure it out. But the last day that I felt good at all was Saturday at the stitching meetup. And I had this project there working on it. And I showed it to you that day. And as soon as that day was over is when I got so sick. But that was the project that I had out, and that's what I'd been working on. So that's what I kept working on. So I have finished my Enchanted alphabet. And here it is. Isn't she lovely? Now, I've been told by several people that this fabric is not showing up the way that it looks in person. When I took it to the stitching meetup, everybody was shocked at how beautiful it was because it's a green. It looks brown in the camera. I wish I could get it to the right angle. But it is a beautiful green, almost a light olive mottled green. That may be closer than you've seen before. I don't know. But anyway. And with the green and the lettering, it's really quite lovely. So, at Saturday's stitching meetup, I backstitched her dress. And then I worked and got the letter Q done. And since then, I have just slowly worked on a couple of letters a day. And that's all I got done. One day I did the rabbit. And that's all I got done was the rabbit. And then today I felt so much better. I was able to get that W, X, Y, and Z and the butterfly and the group of flowers to finish it off. So I got a lot of it done today, I'm really happy to say. So I'm going to sit back. I hope you can see it well because I can't see what you're seeing. And there you have it. So I'm going to bring it in close and share it with you just a little bit because this is such a beautiful piece. This alphabet is gorgeous. And I love the ombre looking, you know, how the letters go from one color to the next. There's a little bird. Now, there's one thing I have to do, and I don't have the supplies, but that little bunny rabbit is going to have a ribbon bow under its neck, and it's going to have that ribbon sash stretched across here up to the little girl's hand. So I have to get some ribbon once I can leave the house. I'm still in quarantine. But once I get the ribbon, I can attach the little bunny rabbit to the little girl's hand, and I will have it finished. But isn't it beautiful? Now, when I first started working on this, I had a viewer who said she would love to stitch this when I was finished with it. It is an out-of-print chart. And I wrote down her name, and I have it. And her name is Beverly. I won't say her last name here for her privacy, but Beverly, you know who you are. I promised you this chart to stitch, to borrow when I was through with it. So my email is below. Email me your mailing address and remind me that you are the Beverly that I'm loaning the chart to, and I'll get it in the mail to you, okay? And I'll be happy to let you stitch it. But I think it's gorgeous. One more time. I'm so proud of it. It's a big finish for this month. And I needed a big finish for this month because I went and did something. I did something bad. I did a little retail therapy while I wasn't feeling well. I had picked up the new chart from Teresa Koget, Let Love Rain. And I heard on Gary and Ronnie's video the other night that they could get the Vicki Clayton silk pack for Let Love Rain. So I immediately messaged Gary and Ronnie and said, how do I get it? And they said, well, we can order it for you and we'll, you know, message you invoice you through PayPal, and then we'll send it to you. So that's exactly what they did. So here are the Vicki Clayton silks for Let Love Rain. They have actually been made as the conversion is right there. And I am thrilled to death. That was my treat for myself. It was actually what I decided to do for my first Whip Go. I hadn't rewarded myself at all for Whip Go. So when I thought about that this week, I decided, well, I now know what I want to do for my reward. I'm going to get the Vicki Clayton silks for Let Love Rain. So that's going to definitely be a start in at least the coming year, if not before. So just wanted to share those with you. Okay, that's it. I don't want to talk any longer. I'll start coughing, and that's not fun for anybody, including me, but it's not fun to watch either. But I hope you like my finish, and I hope you are safe and well, and that you continue to be that way. Please be cautious and take care of yourself. And always, happy stitching. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is Saturday. It is August the 20th. It's my husband's birthday. Happy birthday, Tommy. We are celebrating with a couple of little gifts that our son Jeremy and I went together to get for him. It's a camera type system for him to take hiking with him to record his hiking adventures, so I hope he likes it. Anyway, I got up this morning and I got dressed and did makeup and hair and all that for the first time in a couple of days. But I'm feeling better. As you can hear, I'm sorry if my voice is irritating. I still have the throat stuff. I still have the cough and a little bit of congestion. I understand that lingers for quite a while. So I still have that. But I'm on day 7 of COVID and feeling much better. Yesterday, I was able to stay up a whole day without napping. That was a big accomplishment. Anyway, and yesterday, I really felt like stitching. So I want to share with you what I did. I pulled out my last project that I had to work on because I have to touch all 3 in my animal adventures every month. And this is the one I hadn't touched yet, and it's Pandemic, and I'll show you where I got to. I got 438 stitches, starting right here at the page break, and I just went straight over here, all the way across. Finished that leaf and all this down in here. So I am delighted to let you know that I got a bit more of my Pandemic done, and that was the final animal adventure, and that means I have completed it for the month, and can wait till next month before I have to work on these. The other fun note for that is that in my animal adventures we have to identify 3 projects, as I mentioned before, and 2 of those other 3 projects were Welcome Home and Enchanted Alphabet. And this month, I finished both of them. So next month, I get to have new projects to replace those 2. And I earned, because I stitched a number of stitches, I earned the right to swap out Pandemic for something else if I want next month. And so I did. So next month, I'm working on 3 different projects that I haven't put in my animal adventures before, and it's just to get some progress on 3 of my Christmas pieces. And so you'll see I'll work on Mr. Mittens. I'm gonna work on 2 others. I can't remember right now. I have COVID brain, I'm sorry. But they're 2 of my new Christmas starts that I did in July. So I'm looking forward to that, hoping to get some progress on them in the month of September. I am planning on participating in AB Singo in September. I've already done my worksheet, and I love it because it'll give me a chance to go back and touch almost all of my whips for AB Singo. I have 27 whips. I have 25 AB Singo cues, and so I've got 25 of my 27 whips in AB Singo so that I can touch every whip if I can that month. And that only takes you to day 25. So I would have the rest of the month to touch the other two that aren't there on the AB Singo. So I think that is my goal for September, is just to go back through and work on every single whip that I have one more time before I decide if I'm going to shorten it to a smaller rotation or do any focus stitching for the rest of the year to make finishes of some of those Christmas pieces. I'll let you know as I go. Anyway, if you are in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group, I hope you're going to do AB Singo as well. Even if you're a monogamous stitcher, you could come up with a clue for your piece for each letter and just do your project every day. It would be fun. Just participate if you will. I think you'll enjoy it. Well, today's my husband's birthday, and we are hoping to be able to have lunch together, even if it's here at the house. And we have tickets for a play. And I've checked with my doctor, and I'm past day 7, so they think I'm okay to go out with a mask. And but I'm only going straight to my chair and back. I'm not talking to anybody. We're not going with another couple. I'm just gonna wear my mask, sit in my chair, and head home. But that way we don't lose our tickets. We're seeing Mary Poppins for his birthday. We love the theater, and so that's what we're doing for his birthday. Then I plan on isolating still until I'm on day 10, just out of an abundance of caution, and then I will test again to see if I am negative yet. So I'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, you guys be safe. Be careful. I have no idea how I got it. So it's just so contagious. You could walk by somebody, I think, and catch it and don't know it. I did check with my canasta crew, and not a single one of them has gotten sick. So at least I know I haven't infected anybody else. So that's wonderful. Well, I'm going to get busy now and start stitching for today. And I hope to have something to come back and share with you later on. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is Sunday, August 21st, and I am here to give you a stitching update. Today, I decided that I would go ahead and get started on my August Whip Go call. My August Whip Go call that I needed to work on was a new start. It's called Spring Quilt, and it's from Stoney Creek, and this is what it looks like. It's gorgeous. My Whip Go goal is to stitch the top border all the way across. Pretty aggressive goal. But I figured I'd go ahead and get started on it because I have the rest of the year to finish it, but I want to get a really good start on it. So I did. I got a great start on it today. I went ahead and targeted that top corner, and this is what I got done. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're noticing, if you can see it close enough, you'll notice that there are some blank spaces in there. I am short a color. I kitted this up yesterday, and I was missing 503. I don't have it in my master set either. I've pulled it for something else. So until I can get to the store tomorrow to pick it up, I had to just skip over it. So there are holes in here for 503, but otherwise that corner is complete. I'm very excited about it. And then the next phase I will be doing is the words and the vine in here, and then I would wind up with the other corner over here. So I have until the end of this calendar year to finish that top border. But I got 335 stitches in today. So that is a wonderful start for me. I like to get at least 200 to 300 stitches in a new start. And to get 335 and almost finish this corner was awesome. So that got me caught up as far as starting to work on my last Whip Go number that has been called, and whether I'll finish it before Jessie Marie calls the next two or not, I don't know, but at least I've got started on it, so I don't feel like I'm behind. So I think that's a great move on my part. Anyway, I also used it today for a prompt, because the prompt was to stitch in the colors, 3 different colors, either red, blue, or gold. And there was quite a bit of red and gold in here. It looks blue in my camera, but it's not. So you can see it better on here, I think. See, there's a lot of red and gold in here. And I was able to get at least the minimum number. It was either stitch 100 stitches or 200 stitches, and I got 177. So I got at least the minimum in there of 100. There weren't enough colors in that one block to get the 200, but that's okay. I was able to count at least the minimum number for the prompt, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, I will let you know that I ventured out today. It was lovely. I wore a mask and went with my husband to eat a meal for his birthday. And we sat at a table away from everyone else, and I kept my mask on until we had ordered, and then I just took my mask off while I ate. And as soon as I finished eating, I put my mask back on and got back in the truck, and we came home. But at least I got to celebrate my husband's birthday, and so that was lovely. And I felt good. I felt really good because I took a COVID test today, and it came back negative. So I'm really happy with that. Now I want to confirm it with another test in 36 hours. So I'll be doing that tomorrow night, but I'm really delighted that I think I'm kind of getting this behind me now. Still have a little bit of the cough, still have a little bit of congestion as far as sounding a little nasally, but much better, much better. I feel much better than I have in a week. So this is day 9, I think, so it takes a little while. But I'm really tickled, really tickled that I was able to get my Whip Go start begun. And now I can look at, I have about 2 more prompts I think that I need to meet for 24 hours of cross stitch. One is my Kringles for the K in Keep Making X's. And the other is the E for Early Christmas Morning. And so those are the 2 that I need to work on. Oh, there's one more. There's a third one. Karen Kluba's Winter Quaker. I need to work on that as well. So I have my next 3 projects that I need to touch outlined right there for me, so I can finish that across stick. So in the next 2 or 3 days, that's what I'll be touching. I don't know what else, but I definitely will be doing that. I did stop and think about a birthday start for December. My birthday's in December, and I have a few things that I'm considering, and once I pick what I'm gonna do, I'll share that with you. And any of you that want to stitch either that same design or something by that designer, or something you can tie to that in any way, and you want to join the birthday sale, then I think that'll be fun. I hope you will. And other than that, I have just really been celebrating my husband's birthday with him. So that's all the stitching I've been able to do today. Plus Coco's been very loving for the last couple of days. And I actually was a little concerned that she might not be feeling well and wanting to cuddle all the time. But my husband asked her if she wanted to take a walk today, and she jumped at the chance and took off. So I don't think she's feeling bad. I'm glad, because my son would not be happy with me if I let her catch my COVID. That was the first thing he said when I told him I had COVID, was don't let Coco get it. So I'm trying really hard not to. Anyway, I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you've had a good time this weekend of stitching and rest and relaxation. I have been trying to do that, and so now we'll hit the ground running tomorrow, see how we do. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's Monday. It is the 22nd of August, and I'm here to give you a little bit of a stitching update. I have been working not just on a prompt. I met that yesterday, but I wasn't ready to put this one away. And I decided to go ahead until I finished a row. And so I actually put in 629 stitches into my winter Quaker. So what I accomplished on that, yesterday I stitched in a lot of these little snowflakes around here and this motif, or at least the majority of that motif, the dark part. And then today I picked it back up and I finished this motif. I did more of the snowflakes around here and I finished this motif. And that completed the row. So I'm really excited about that. And now I want to talk to you about what that means. You know, when I get close to a finish, I can almost not stand it. But there's way too much stitching in this still. I looked at it very carefully. So here's where I'm at. I have finished this motif, and I've come across here, and I've finished all the way across here. So there's a pale motif, hard for you to see in the camera right here, and another one here, but basically there's this whole big row here and another big row across the bottom. I'm thinking I'm about 2/3 of the way done. That's what I'm thinking. So I calculated up today about how many days I thought it would take me to stitch for each of the motifs or grouping of motifs, and I sort of circled on the pattern that I have a working copy I've made. I circled out 9 sections, and I'm thinking that if I do 3 sections a month, I might have this thing finished by the end of November. And wouldn't that be fun to have it done before December? I think it would be. So I'm gonna push for that. I definitely don't know if I'll make it or not, but I'm gonna push for it. And that means I need to do at least 3 of the sections that I've outlined or circled per month, which means probably 3 to 4 days per month on this thing. So that means either 1 day a week, which might be a good idea so that I don't get burned out on it, or if I'm really feeling it, a couple of days at a time, but we'll see. But I'm predicting that you're gonna see a lot more, okay, thank you, of my winter Quaker between now and the end of the year. So that's my stitching update for today. That's what I've completed today. And now I'm gonna go see my husband who just got in from running. I guess you heard him say I'm home. And sit and talk with him a little bit while he has his dinner. And then I'm gonna be bobbinating some threads, getting ready to complete my master set again that I had to deplete when I kitted up my spring quilt. It was my new start for WhipGo. And also the threads that I was missing in my spring quilt. So I will be doing that while I'm visiting with my husband while he's having his dinner. So that'll get that accomplished. Anyway, I hope to get to stitch some tomorrow. I'm supposed to visit with my sister Stephanie on the phone, and then I have a Bible study at church. But then I think I should be able to come home tomorrow afternoon and get some good stitching in. So with hitting my winter Quaker from my 24 hours of cross stick, I only have 2 left, and that's Kringles and Early Christmas Morning. And if I'm really lucky, I might be able to knock both of them out tomorrow, but I will definitely try to knock out at least one. So maybe you'll get to see one of those tomorrow. I'm hoping so. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day of stitching. It's been a very busy, wonderful day for me, my first real day back from COVID. I had 2 meetings at church today, so I was there this morning at 10 and back again this evening at 5. But I did get some stitching, as you saw. I got some of it done in between, so I'm really happy about that. And I'm happy that I'm out and about again and that I feel better. Still battling a little bit of fatigue, but I think that's normal. And but I certainly feel like myself again, and I feel like stitching again, which is awesome. I will be talking to you hopefully tomorrow with more to share. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Dina, and it is Tuesday. It is August 23rd, and I'm here to let you know I did stitch today, and I worked on a prompt. So I'm really tickled about it. I'm working on finishing my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, which is keep making X's. And this was for the letter K in the word keep, and it was for my Kringles. So I started this in my July starts for Christmas, and I started and I worked the first color partially across the entire rooftop. So today I came back and I started on the far left corner over here, and I decided to try to color complete in that section of the roof. And when I'm working on an acrostic, you know, I try to stitch about 200 stitches. So this time I'm happy to report I stitched 258 stitches today, and I color completed the roof in this color. This is where a window fits in, and then this color will go in between another section and then another section, and there'll be these windows here, here, and here. So I felt like that was great progress. I can see it. I can see the movement there of getting some more of it done, and I felt like that was a great way to meet that prompt. So I'm very happy about that. So that's my Kringles for today. Now I have one letter left in the acrostic, and it is my second E in the word keep, and that's for early Christmas morning. So my plan is to pick that up early tomorrow morning and see if I can't get at least 200 stitches in it. But I'm really tickled that I got to pull out Kringles, you know, and touch it again. So I mentioned that I'm going to be doing the AB Singo this month coming up in September, and I have all of my letters assigned, and now I've got to go make my little bingo board to go with it. I haven't done that yet, but today I did print out my whip go board. So I have updated it, and what you see now, again, I'll remind you, the green means I'm working on it. That's my latest new start, and I have to get the entire top border done before I complete that. But when I do, I'll have my second bingo, and then I am waiting for the new numbers, because depending on what is called, you know, if these two happen to be called, I'll have another bingo because they're done. I'm excited about that. Or even if I got, you know, these two called or these two called, I could have another bingo. But they'd have to be in the same column for me to really make it. But this month they were right here, and I finished both of those. So, well, I finished the bottom one, and they were right here, sorry. And here's my spring quilt. So these two were in the same column that were called. So once I finish that one will be done, which will be wonderful. And then if this one is called, I'll have a bingo as well, because I'll have one diagonally again. The ones that are in yellow, if I'll remind you, are just the ones I've already done ahead of time because they were what I was working on. and I more than met the challenge, and I went ahead and colored them in. Like Enchanted Alphabet was 10 hours and I finished it. I took it to the framer this week. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share it with you. Mermaid, I did more than 10 hours, and so I've already marked it off as done. Winter Quaker was to do 1 row, and I have since finished a 2nd row. So I'm doing well on these. Crabapple Tree was to finish a season, and you've seen it framed. So I've done well on my Whip Go board. I like having this. I think it's very motivational for me. So I can't wait to put up AB Singo, because it will be a different piece every day for 100 stitches to meet the prompt, and that will just help me touch almost all of my whips again in the month of September, which will be great. You'll get to see them all again. I think that's awesome. So I'm going to take down my old Whip Go board that I was marking with pencils, since I've updated it now, and I'll put it over here for me to look at. But that's kind of how things are going. I think they're going great. I can't believe we're this far into August already. Can you? I really can't. Christmas will be here before you know it. It just will. I can't help it. So I'm gonna get busy now and straighten up and maybe get my projects pulled for tomorrow, and do a little paperwork I need to do, and head to bed a little early tonight. I'm still recovering from my COVID fatigue, so I'm not staying up very late right now. But I am delighted that I'm stitching and I'm making progress with it. So even though it's less than 300 stitches a day, I still feel good that I'm stitching. I hope you do. And I look forward to seeing you again, if all goes well, tomorrow with more stitching. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is Wednesday, August 24th, and I am here this evening to give you a bit of an update on my stitching for today and a little bit about planning coming up for September. So the good news today is that I finished my last prompt in my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, Keep Making X's. This was for the second E in the word keep, and it stood for my early Christmas morning, which is a Blackbird design. I had started this at our Guild Blackbird event that we had a month ago, and I had not touched it since then. So I had put it down as one of my prompts to give me the opportunity to pull it back out and work on it a little bit more. So today, my goal was to get at least 100 stitches. I can get either 100 or 200 stitches for a different prompt in a different Facebook group that I was looking to meet. And so I picked something I thought was pretty solid stitching that would get me close to the stitches that I needed. So I put in the Christmas tree. I had started with this arching vine here on the side, and then I counted in and went ahead and put in my Christmas tree. Now when I did that, I found out that I had misplaced this bottom leaf this leaf right here. I had it too low and it was touching the tree. And I went back and recounted it and realized I had counted off the wrong leaf, and so I had it too low. So I frogged that and I moved it back up as well. So by the time that I stitched the tree and the leaf again, I had 192 stitches. So I thought that was pretty good. That'll meet the 100 minimum. It's almost the 200 stitches, and it's a little bit late this evening. I got a late start stitching today. I had a lot of errands to do. So this is my progress, as little as it is. I got my tree done on the early Christmas morning by Blackbird Designs. So I'm excited that I got at least a motif finished in that. If I could do a motif each time I pulled it out, it wouldn't take me that long to get it finished. But I'm hoping to get a little more work on it coming up toward November and December when I start working on Christmas again. So let's talk about plans. I am participating in a couple of things in September that I mentioned to you. I will always try to participate in the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, absolutely. But that is usually put out by Jen right at the first of the month, so I don't have it ahead of time. But the magazine monthly challenge group, Carolyn and Robin put theirs out pretty early because they are planners like we are. Some of us are real planners. We like to look ahead. So I've done two things so far. I've printed off the monthly magazine challenge. The theme for the new start, if you're going to do a magazine new start, is travel, and the acrostic for the month is explore. So I have picked one of my whips for each of the letters in explore, and I will be working on those in September. So I'm happy to have that decided upon. And for the E and explore, I've put my early Christmas morning back on there, so I get to work on it again next month. Isn't that exciting? So then the other big event coming up in our magazine monthly challenge group, it's a Facebook group. You're welcome to look it up and join it. Carolyn and Robin run that, and it's a great group. But one of the things we're doing in the month of September is called an AB Singo game, and it's where we take the alphabet and assign a project to each letter of the alphabet -1. Last year, Carolyn chose the letter to leave out, and I think she chose S because she said that was a pretty easy one to find. So this year it was Robin's turn to pick the letter that would be left out, and she picked the letter H. That's a pretty well-used letter as well. So we have every letter of the alphabet except H. I have gone down the list and I have put one of my whips by each letter, and I am excited because I didn't use them but once each, and that allows me to almost touch every single whip in the first 25 days of the month. You only have to put 100 stitches in it, so if you don't want to stitch on it all day long, you don't have to. If you're doing something else, you can certainly keep going on that. But I think it's fun because it'll allow me to touch so many of my whips that I have ongoing. So to make it fun, like a bingo game, we take the bingo card and you put your letters of the alphabet where you want to. Now I did a random letter generator on my telephone, and I just started here and hit select, and whatever letter it selected, as long as I hadn't already used it before, I just filled it in. And then when I got to the bottom row, I realized there were only like 2 or 3 spaces left. I just went through the alphabet and figured out which letters I was missing. That was quicker than hitting the random letter till I got one that I didn't have already. You could put them in any order you want, but then of course then as Carolyn draws the letters randomly every day, you'll be hitting whatever letter she draws. So it's like a regular bingo game. You have no idea when you're going to hit bingo. So that is going to be the 2 big challenges that I'm doing in my monthly magazine challenge. So I will, as it comes through and each one is called, of course, I'll tell you, what letter it is and what whip that is going to be, called for that. But suffice it to say that I will get to touch every one of them. And because there's only 25 spaces on the board, that's only 25 whips, and I currently have 27. So I will have 5 days at the end of the month, from the 25th on, that I will be able to go ahead and pull out those other 2 whips, that I haven't touched yet. And also, I'm hoping for that length of time to catch up on any animal adventures that I haven't already stitched for. So when one of my letters called is my animal adventure piece, I will more than likely go ahead and stitch the 300 stitches on that one and count it as my animal adventure. So I'll know I get at least 3 in the month, but I will need 5 more before the end of the month. So if nothing else, I'll have to stitch on those 1 a day till the end of the month, but that's certainly doable, provided, that I have time to do that. We are looking at taking a trip in the month of September. We have been invited to join 2 other couples in a cabin in South Carolina, and we are excited about it. These are friends that one of the couples we have not seen since pre-COVID years, and it had been a couple of years before COVID that we had actually seen each other. So it's been a long time since we've been together. The other couple we saw recently for the 4th of July road race. They came over from Alabama, and my husband and her husband ran together. So we've seen them, but not that often, just a couple of times. And so we're all very, very excited about going to the mountains together. Neither of them are stitchers. One is a quilter. I don't know if she'll bring a quilt to work on or not, but I plan on taking my stitching, because if we're not playing board games or something that requires my attention and we're just sitting and talking, I can stitch and talk. So I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I had something in my hands that I was working on. But I'll have to plan something that's easy to work on, you know, when you're all talking with other people, so that I don't mess up and have to frog everything when I get home. That's it for today as far as my stitching. I am excited to tell you that I went to a Hobby Lobby and got my threads that I was missing for my spring quilt. I was missing a few colors in that, about 10 of them I think, and I got those all bobbinated and in that, so I may pick that up and try to work some more across that border at the top, which is my whip go goal. May work on that if I can tomorrow. But I have actually three more prompts in one of the weekly challenges in the closed Facebook group that I'm in that I could stitch for. And so I've actually penciled it in on my calendar for each day, just what I could work on to hit all of those prompts before the end of the month. And I'll probably do that as well. So, still a lot of stitching to come. I hope you're enjoying your stitching. I hope you're doing very well, that you're healthy, COVID-free, and just enjoying your day as it comes. I got really tickled at I went and had my hair cut today, and I told my hairdresser we took Coco to the veterinarian this week to check out to see if they could tell if she was having trouble with allergies, because she seems to be licking her feet a lot and biting her feet a lot, like they're bothering her or itching, and she wants me to scratch her all the time. And I thought, this is not like her. She likes a little bit of attention, but she doesn't quite want you all over her. But she was wanting me to scratch her all the time, and I thought, I think she's itching. I think she has allergies. So sure enough, our veterinarian checked her out and talked with us and found out kind of her behaviors, and says she thinks that she may have an allergy to grass. And so at any rate, they didn't test her for it or anything, but what they did do is give her an allergy shot and some cream for us to put on her feet to help with the itching. So as I was telling my hairdresser that today that we took her and she got an allergy shot, my hairdresser got really tickled. And she said, I bet my allergies are worse than Coco's, and I don't get a shot. And she said, if I ever were to die and come back in this world, I want to come back as your dog. I guess she thinks we spoil Coco. But you know what? That's okay. She's ours to love and spoil. So if you have a pet, you know what I'm talking about. But you certainly don't want them to be uncomfortable. So I want to thank the person who just off the cuff mentioned to me this week that their dog had been licking their feet and they knew she had allergies, and they took her to the vet and got her an allergy shot, because that prompted me to call our vet and check on Coco. And we took her for an appointment, and sure enough, she seems much, much happier now. So I'm glad that she's doing better. Well, I will also let you know that tomorrow Coco is going to see her groomer, Vanessa, and she's going to get her hair cut real short again. It has grown out already. I can't believe it. It's only been 5 weeks or 4 weeks, and you couldn't even tell she'd been groomed. Her hair has just grown tremendously, and it's still very hot here. So we're going to have her cut real short again tomorrow. So she gets to go visit her friend Vanessa. And I told her that tonight, and she got all excited. In fact, I think she thought I was about to take her because she ran downstairs to the door. I think she thought we were about to go. But right now, she's in the basement playing ball with her dad, and they are having a great time. It's been raining here today, so she was able to squeak in a walk today between raindrops. I went walking with them, and I had to turn around and come back because it started raining, and I had just had my hair cut, and I thought, I'm not going to pay to have my hair cut and styled and then go get it wet. So I came back real quick, but they are downstairs playing in the basement, chasing the tennis balls. But I do want to mention to you, I got a video of Coco the other day. As we came back from the vet's office, we saw her friend Loki in the yard. He was just sitting out in the yard, chilling. And we just stopped our truck right by his house, right in the street there, parked right in the street, and got out, and Coco jumped out and went and ran and played with Loki. And I grabbed my phone and I tried to get it as best I could. I didn't have time to set it up and try to get the best lighting or anything. It's just a moment. I grabbed the phone and I videotaped it, so it's what you get. But I'm going to put it at the end for you because I had put a part of a video recently was me showing you Coco waiting outside his house, hoping Loki would come out, and she was just standing there waiting so patiently for him and hoping, and he didn't come out. And so when she saw him and they got to play together, I just wanted to grab it for you because you can just see how much fun they're having. That's your Coco update as well. Thanks for letting me share my family life. It's such a joy to get to tell you some of the little fun things that we do with Coco, or that the joy she brings to our life. And I so appreciate you letting me share that with you. And I hope that you get some pleasure out of it as well. A smile would be nice. So enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your week. I hope it goes well for you. I hope you get lots of stitching done. And I will talk to you soon. Happy stitching.
Let go, dear. Let go. Stop.
Here they come. Hey, how you doing? There y'all go. Hello. Go and go, go, go. There's Loki. Hey, Loki.
There you go. There's your buddy. Go on. Okay, sit down. That's a good boy. There you go. All right, now go play. Another one for you. All right. Go play. Where's that buddy? Here he comes. There you go. You're a good boy. Good boy. Stay right there. There you go. You're a good girl. This is Coco's one. All right. Sit down.
Getting treats. Hey, Loki.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Sit down here, girl.
Come here, Coco.
Good boy.
You tired, baby?
Just took it tired real quick. He's a good boy. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Here it is. Here you go. Here, Loki. Look. Go get it. Coco got it. Look, Loki. Look.